Hi, I'm LaShawn Jenkins with the Notary Institution, and today's video is actually going to be about how to handle an oversaturated market. So I wrote down some notes again. Anybody that watches my videos know that I spend a lot of time doing research on different things, and also a lot of the content is just from personal experience, but I do still take the time to do the research. So I have a list of notes here that I wrote. So the first thing in doing on handling, for a market that's oversaturated, and I'm gonna go over exactly what I mean by oversaturated. A lot of people, they will get discouraged on even starting the business because they will think of all the negative things that can impact their business, and it's things that you should think about, but those are things that you should not let it stop you from starting the business. So there's cases where it's a small town, maybe a town of less than 10,000 people, I would say, and that's considered really small, maybe 5,000 people in the town, and that town has only one notary, or they only use certain notaries. That's an example of where somebody will feel like it's oversaturated. So they will feel like if they become a notary, it will be too many people. Nobody will want to use them because they have these other people, but that's not the case. One, those two people cannot be everywhere at every time of the day. It's just not, it's not feasible, it's not possible. So, that's one thing that I just wanted to bring up about what do I mean by oversaturated? Or even also towns where there's a lot more people, where the population is very high, especially in the metropolitan cities, like New York, certain parts of Texas, I would say like Dallas, Houston, those areas where there's heavy traffic, there's a lot of professionals in the area. So yes, people will think that, oh, I can't, I can't be a notary there. But that's not the case, because the thing is, they cannot be everywhere all the time, and there's different factors in everyone's lives to where as though people just can't be there like how you think they can. So the first thing we're going to go over is the first thing you can do to handle an oversaturated market where there is a lot of notaries is you have to learn how to market your services. You have to be able to tell people, well, not necessarily people, but the right people about your service, what you provide, what you can do to help them and help anyone for their business, for their business or anything. You have to tell people about your actual service in order, to not feel like you're one in a million. And also, you can also look into, what can you do different from the next person? This person might do loan closings, but does this person actually go over the documents? Does this person, if a person already has the documents, does that person will take those documents from that client and take them to the UPS store or FedEx store for them? You have to think about, what could you do to set yourself apart from other people? Well, other notaries in this case. The next thing is to follow up. You need to follow up with clients that you have worked with before in the past. Say if you used to receive assignments from a particular signing company, and not only signing companies, but you can receive work from lawyer offices, rental offices, like sometimes like the real estate agents, especially the ones that it's solely their business, that they run the business on their own. They have their own broker. Well, not their own broker, but it might be like a family ran real estate company. But for a lot of them, they prefer to use local people. And if you ever worked with them in the past, you can always follow up. And if you haven't worked with them, that's another way to market yourself, is to introduce yourself and tell them who you are and what you do, so that you can start receiving the business. And that is also setting yourself apart from others, because a lot of notaries and a lot of people, they don't do the work, they don't do the marketing. They honestly just get their notary commission, and then They just hope that they are found, and they believe that the assignments are just going to be given to them just because they are a notary public. And that's not the case, because when you go on the Secretary of State website and look at the list of notaries, there's a lot of people on there that's a notary. But there's people who are notaries because of a job position that they're in. There's people that are notaries because, you know, they want to be the family notary or whatever the case may be, or they want to be the street notary or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of different reasons why people become a notary, but it's not a lot of people that's a notary that's making money and using their commission solely as part of their business. So it is very important to make sure you follow up. You can call signing companies because they're people just like you. And some of the signing company people, they're people that actually go out there and they do jobs also in their area. So that's another way to make sure, you know, you stand out in the oversaturated market. The next thing is make sure that your profiles are actually up and running and updated. Sometimes, you know, with technology and also just life, sometimes we may forget to update our profile. We may move, and you know, you may be able to actually cover a biggish coverage area with the move. So you always want to make sure that your profile is updated. You want to make sure it's up and running, because you never know if the webmaster or the web developer may have made some changes on the website to where so your profile might be hidden and you actually have to go in there and make changes. So you always want to make sure that your profile is up, and not only just up, make sure it's visible to the public so that you can be found and you can be seen. And that really helps with anybody that is into web development. You know about SEO. It's like search engine optimization. So pretty much, you know, the more people search, the more kind of like your name will automatically just pop up, you know, on the top of the Google. And it's also based on clicks and search. It's based on how many times people search and how many clicks, you know, when people actually search. So a lot of times that actually will help. It will benefit you, making sure that all your profiles are up to date with the most accurate information, and that's actually visible to the public. Another thing, which is the last thing, which is the most important thing, is you always have to outwork everyone else in your neighborhood. There's a lot of people who are in situations who can't necessarily take on evening appointments. There's some people who, you know, people have jobs who can't take on an 8 o'clock in the morning appointment, or whatever the case may be. It's people out here who only want to do the notary Saturday and Sunday, or not even Sunday. So you have to be able to outwork anybody in the area. And I know me, I outwork everyone in my local area. A lot of people do not work on Sundays. A lot of people won't answer their phone on Sundays. I answer my phone on Sunday. Actually, Sunday is one day that I actually make myself available on Sunday, only because I know I receive the most amount of business on Sunday. And I can receive a call as Sunday about 8 o'clock in the morning. People are up, you know, looking for a mobile notary. So with that being said, because I'm willing to, I sacrifice my time. My Sundays is not, Sunday to me, it is a big day, but at the end of the day, I will take a phone call on Sunday in a heartbeat before I do anything else. And if I have, a lot of times I take loan signings on Sundays. So for me, I'm able to outwork a lot of people in my local area just because I do not limit myself on, you know, when I can take an assignment. So I'll take an assignment 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. It doesn't matter about the time for me, as long as it doesn't conflict with something else. Another signing appointment, I will take it. So that's the biggest thing on how to handle a market where there is a lot of notaries there. You have to outwork everyone else. And if you outwork everyone, trust me, you're going to make the money that you would like to make in the business. But you can't make that money if you don't outwork anybody. If you tell yourself, oh, I don't work, I can't take a loan signing at 7. And if you don't have any other factors on why you don't have any other reason why you don't take a loan signing besides if it's kids or something along those lines, then you should take. I mean, there's no reason why you can't take that signing appointment. So with that being said, make sure you outwork everybody in your area. If you get a request for a signing at 10:30 at night, take it. And I only say that because, one, no, you or the borrower is not trying to be there all night signing documents. So really, it's not even going to be that long. It might be, normally I give every loan signing at least an hour to complete. And the only reason I do that, I mean, when I'm planning, I at least say an hour. And the only reason I do that because sometimes people like to talk. I like to talk. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes people like to show me around, and you know, just people just like interacting. So I don't mind, you know, scheduling that whole hour, but normally the loan signing does take about 45 minutes, sometimes a little less than that, depending on the borrower, and really depending on how you present the documents to the borrower and how comfortable you make the borrower feel for the signing. So if you have any other questions, or if you want, if you have any type of video ideas or content, you're more than welcome to either, you can email them to me at thenotaryinstitution@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook. And if you want a very quick response, to be honest, Facebook Messenger is the quickest way to contact me. And also, when you do it through the Facebook Messenger on the Notary Institution Facebook page, the messages instantly come to me. It doesn't go to a spam box like Instagram. I just figured out today, even though I have, a business account for the Instagram, for some reason messages are still going to a spam, like a spam folder. So we're going to figure out, I have to figure that out to see how to avoid, you know, y'all messages going to spam. So if I don't respond to a message, Instagram, or even on my email, because sometimes even with the email they'll spam somebody, and I am constantly checking, you know, my messages. But I mean, if you feel like you need immediate response from me, Facebook is probably the best way to go to get some type of response from me, because it comes straight to my phone. I'm able to answer it, you know, within a time frame. And not only that, I'm actually able to receive the message like right away, versus like my email, I might see the spam, you might send it at 5 in the morning or whatever the case may be, but I might not see that message until later on in the evening or the next day. So if you don't have any more questions,